Once I understand that my plans are not his plans, my faith has a chance to overcome my doubt. Why? I realize that God has another plan that he'll work out for my good. And doubt and difficulty becomes real when I learn my plans aren't his plans and that ultimately his plans are better. I'm just not privy to what his plans are. I mean, aren't you thankful? Aren't you thankful that God has not answered every prayer you prayed and done every plan you mapped out? We've all done it. We've asked kids what you want to be when you grow up. Well, they ran a study on what do you want to be when you grow up. They asked kids in USA, United Kingdom, and China. I know you can't read this, but if it's red, they want to be a vlogger or a YouTuber. We'll call it an influencer for the sake of this sermon. And the teal here is a teacher. The purple's a professional athlete. Yellow is a professional musician. And 11 is an astronaut. I find it interesting in American United Kingdom, everybody wants to be an influencer. And in China, everybody wants to be an astronaut. But listen, if kids had their way, 29 and 23, what is that, 52 and 19, what is that, 71% of kids would grow up to be an influencer, a professional athlete, or professional musician, and 1/3 of the people in America would be an influencer. God help us. Also, 11% of America being an astronaut seems like a little too much. Aren't you thankful that what a 10-year-old says is not the plan that God activates in heaven? If every 10-year-old's plans worked out, 1 in 3 people would be an influencer, a whole lot of astronauts. But listen, we're not a lot better than they are. You ought to be just as thankful that all of your plans don't work out, because you never planned for bad. I don't either. I'm not preaching down to you. I don't either. I never planned for heartache. I never planned for trouble. I never planned to attend a funeral or go to the doctor and get bad news. I never planned for any of that. But here's what I know. His plans and my plans may differ, but his plans are always better for my life. Here's what I know about his plan. Ultimately, I end up in the presence of God for all of eternity. That's what I know. How I get there is up to him. God gave Joseph, right? Listen to this. God gave Joseph in the Old Testament the vision that he would be in the palace one day. God just skipped the pit in the prison in the dream. So Joseph knew the ultimate destination. He just didn't know the storm he was going to have to go through to get there. Like Jesus said, we're going to the other side. He just didn't say through a hurricane to get to the other. I know the ultimate destination for the child of God. That is for you and that is for me. I know we're going to heaven, but listen, there may be a bump or two along the way. Let me say, there will be a tragedy and a storm and a hurricane or two along the way. Because my plans don't include anything bad. But don't let the devil cause doubt when God's not doing everything you wanted him to do. Just trust him. And my faith is shaken when I think God has to do what I want instead of understanding that he has a better path.